Oh, well, welcome to your third meal. Let's kick it off. We're going to take your dill relish. We're going to take our mayo. A little red onion. And your peppers. Your choice of a hot sauce. I enjoy throwing a little extra kick in there. That's just me. Gonna work it all in together. Mix it all up real good. Squeeze in some lemon juice, and just happen to drop a seed or two in there. Just kind of pay attention to what you're doing at this point. I just happened to drop 2 in there, so I'm just gonna kind of work them out with my spatula. Why I choose to use a spatula. If you want, you can use a spoon, whatever works for you. Cover this and put it in the fridge and let it cool while we work on the rest of our meal. And we'll move along to the little fry area. And there we go. Dredge, breading, oil, our fish, pot of water, and our chorizo. So we're gonna take our chorizo. We're gonna slow simmer it the entire time we're cooking. Right near the end, then we'll fire it back up. I'm gonna pan with the oil. I'm gonna work it towards a medium temperature. And I'll show you how to figure out how you're gonna get to that temperature. And here, this is a fryer thermometer, and the outside of it will tell you some different temps, and the inside of the thermometer, it'll give you some lines, tell you exactly where you want to be for what product. They're fairly inexpensive. You can find them at most grocery stores. You don't have to go too far out of your way. And I'm just kind of testing my oil out at a low heat. I'm looking for a rapid rise, and then it slows down to one temperature. It starts to slow down, then I know I'm near where I want to be, and I can kick it up a notch here and there. And every line has some wording on it and stuff. I'm working up to 375. That's ideal for what I want to cook my fish at. Just take it, put it back in the cover. Don't rinse it off with water. I want to avoid water at all costs when working with fryer. And I got myself a slotted spoon. Keep everything off to the side and keep rolling with it. Alright. Check my temp again. Right about where I want to be. Rising all at 375. Shoots up about 300. Starts to slow down around 325. Bottoms out about that 375 mark. 350, 375 is somewhere we're going to be. Alright. The fish is pretty dried out, and I have a second plate for putting the fried fish on. We can go egg, flour, fryer. Start with the tail, smallest piece I have, test piece. Dredge it in that beaten up egg real good. Put in my fry meal, my corn meal that I made up. You can buy a box one if you want, or you can try your own from scratch, whatever you think you'll enjoy the most. I'm just going with a box meal, something quick. I'll take my fish by its tail and I'm going to slowly drop it into the grease. I'm actually using a canola oil for this. If you want to use grease or whatever vegetable oil, it's all preference. I just enjoy canola oil myself. The tails, of course, they're going to cook a lot faster than the wider pieces of this Pacific cod that I'm using. Just get a good coverage all over. Just drop it in there, give it a little lay in there. Rotate things around as need be. Well, I took 2 fillets, I cut them in half, so it's about 4 quarters. Pacific cod. It's a good fish. I enjoy it very much. It's inexpensive. I think it's got more bang for your buck than a piece of tilapia. Take your time, make sure everything's dredged up real good. Use the most out of your meal that you have there. Kind of remember how you put your fish in there. Give yourself a little rotation, so you know you're not just randomly flipping things more than you need to. It should really only take you about 2 to 4 minutes to cook the tails up, and some thicker pieces you might take somewhere up in the neighborhood of 6 to 8, depending on how thick they are. So we're gonna get rid of my bowls here and try to keep away from the spatter and try to do my best to kind of keep up with the grease. Chorizo, it's still working. I'm going to flip that first piece and you'll notice it's got a nice little browner texture to it. Now if we're going to look at what we're doing here and we're thinking, well, what's the color I could work towards? Well, if you got a good meal, good cracker meal, you're probably working to just the color of a loaf of bread, in all honesty. You want to take a little darker than that, that's your preference. I like a good rolling brown around all of everything. And this is about the point I'm going to kick up that chorizo and get it blowing real good. Still kind of keep up with the spatter. I don't preferably use a screen, you know. This is my thing. Cast iron, it gets a little messier, but you know, I feel it just cooks things a lot better. You know, you get a honest to God good feel about what you're doing. As long as you take your time and you're patient and you're careful not to hurt yourself. And we can always do this cleanup later after everything cools off. No biggie. You can see I'm working my pieces real slowly. If you want to use tongs, you can go on ahead. I got a slotted spoon for this. It just helps me out. Sometimes I find with using tongs, the way I handle things, I wind up ripping off the breading. So a little slotted spoon helps me out a lot. And it's all your own personal preference what you want to use. You get the idea. Keep an eye on your clock, and probably a minute, minute and a half or so, 2 minutes. Just give it a flip, and just keep an eye on everything. This is kind of a hangout point. In most of my videos, you're finding out we take these pause moments, we do side things, clean, let things bake and broil and roil. But when you're working with grease and you're working with hot pan stuff, keep an eye on it. You don't want animals or your children to get around it, or unexpected roommate get caught by a pot of grease. Kind of rotating everything, and you notice the tails, they're doing alright, they're rolling good, but those thicker pieces, they got a lot more moisture in there, even though I dried my fish. And it's gonna take us a little longer to cook them through all the way, but if you wind up ripping the breading and everything, you're gonna get more of the moisture, the water from the fish come out, and it's gonna roil and boil like you're seeing in the video. You know, just take your time with it. Just be patient. We'll get there when it needs to. Alright, now I'm starting to enjoy the color of these tails. I think it's working out for me. I'm getting that brownish color that I enjoy. Take a little grease, throw it on the bigger pieces. Now, you really want to work with just about 1 inch of oil in your pan. Not much more than that. In the Pacific cod, it can be a bit thicker in the wide ends of the fillet, so throw a little extra grease on top, keep it coated. I'm going to get these tails out now. I like the brown color that it's got. Looks just like it should on a fish fry box. Let that slide spoon drain everything out. Got about 3-4 paper towels in this paper plate. No reason to dirty up dishware in the house. Like I said, these are going to cook up a lot faster than those other two. I think I'm going to go with this piece right here. I'm pretty confident. It's all preference. You see that larger piece right there I'm flipping at? I'm probably going to give it an extra minute or two. If you have meat thermometer, you can throw in there, try and use it if you want, but that grease is really going to throw you off on the temperature. You see my chorizo over here, it's starting to cook over real good. I'm getting the fats coming up in the water. So I'm going to get these last pieces where they need to be, especially that big one. And while I'm giving that an extra minute or two, I'm probably going to drain out my chorizo because I'm pretty confident I got it where I want to. And there you go. We're going to take a spinach tort, put it on a wide piece of wax paper if you want to make this a lunch for tomorrow. Threw my lettuce, threw my spread on the tort, threw in some cheese, and I took a little bit of that extra pepper spread, sprinkled it on top. Shredded up one of those tails and threw in some of that chorizo. I'm showing you how you can roll up some wax paper like in a deli, so you can cut one of your wraps up and just box it up for tomorrow. Well, with the amount of fish you have and a bit of lettuce and everything that I gave you in this recipe, you should be able to easily yield out, good 5-6 sandwiches tonight for your family or yourself. You can get an extra wrap if you want to. I don't use too much lettuce. I put a lot in there, and I feel it's good the way it is. So, kind of like the guide. Here you go. There's your wrap.